The trustworthiness of Farage's Reform UK in a digital age, or having an argument, a public spat in a digital age, um, is is interesting. The fallout between two of Britain's most flamboyant political figures, most inadequate political figures, Nigel Farage, who runs a party which has got 5 members, and Kemi Badenoch, who is destroying a party which, until fairly recently was quite was the oldest successful political party in the world. And what began as a simple digital counter on the Reform UK website has escalated into a high stakes game of political brinkmanship, complete with accusations of fakery, demands for apologies, murmurs of legal action. And the crux of this row is Reform UK's claim that its membership surpassed the Conservative Party's tally of 131,680 members, active members, a feat celebrated with a live counter on its website. Badenoch, leader of the Conservatives, accused Farage of fakery, suggesting the counter was coded to tick up automatically. In her words, Farage's digital tactics were smoke and mirrors, rather than a genuine grassroots surge. And Farage, in typical bombastic style, fired back, and he called Badenoch's accusation a crazy conspiracy theory. He opened Reform's data to scrutiny by major outlets like The Telegraph, The Financial Times, proving, he claimed, that their figures were as solid as the Brexit referendum result. He also demanded a public apology from Badenoch, threatening vague but ominous action if his demands aren't met. Farage's threats of action, unspecified but hinted to be legal, have added a delicious layer to the drama. However, when pressed, he waffled, saying, I haven't threatened anything. I'll decide in the next couple of days what that is. Classic Farage, leaving just enough room for plausible deniability while keeping the pressure on. Badenoch, meanwhile, seemed unperturbed. A Conservative source dismissed the spat as a mere publicity stunt, claiming that the Tory leader was simply enjoying her Christmas with her family. But as Reform insiders gleefully pointed out, their counter showed membership rising even in the wee hours of the morning, leaving critics to question whether Badenoch underestimated Reform's reach or Farage's capacity for spectacle. This feud, while entertaining, highlights a deeper issue: the battle for dominance on the British political right. Reform UK, under Farage's leadership, has tried to position itself as the voice of disaffected Conservatives, particularly on issues like immigration and post-Brexit governance. Winning 5 seats in the last election and surging in polls and succeeding in council elections, Reform has become a thorn in the Conservative side. And Farage, ever the populist, knows the power of spectacle. His Boxing Day prediction of Reform's tally from a tally-ho in front of the Hunt, and his Boxing Day attack on the Conservative Party headquarters in Westminster, projecting the tally onto their onto their offices, was more than a numbers game. It was a declaration of social media war. Enter Elon Musk, the tech billionaire whose recent meeting with Farage at Mar-a-Lago has sparked rumours of substantial donations to Reform UK, and Farage has lauded Musk as a bloody hero, claiming the mogul's cool factor could help Reform win over younger voters. While Musk's potential financial backing adds intrigue, it also underscores Farage's knack for blending celebrity allure with political ambition, and the public spat is more than a clash of egos. It's a microcosm of the challenges facing British conservatism. Badenoch's leadership is already under scrutiny, with critics calling for clearer policies on immigration, a firmer stance against Reform's encroachments, and people like me saying, well, she just needs to pull her act together and actually prepare and read her paperwork and be ready when she stands at the dispatch box to actually deliver some interest. She has the upper hand. She is the person asking the questions, and her questions are trite again and again, week after week. Meanwhile, Farage, buoyed by his party's rising membership, is seizing every opportunity to prove reform is a credible force. If Badenoch apologises, then she risks legitimising Farage's claims. If she doesn't, she risks prolonging a feud that she started that distracts from the party's broader goals. Farage, on the other hand, has everything to gain from playing the victim of Tory smears. Tory smears, keeping reform in the headlines, bolstering his narrative of political insurgency. And eventually, he's still going to take the prizes. He's still going to take the disaffected Conservative voters and the disaffected Conservative MPs. Ultimately, this is less about membership tallies, more about the optics of leadership, and Farage is a master of creating drama and commanding attention, while Badenoch is useless. She finds it difficult navigating a path that is mapped out for her, balancing assertiveness and statesmanship. Mapped out for her. It's a difficult path, but it's not an impossible path to manipulate, to master. But she can't even travel down that because she doesn't read her briefing papers. She hasn't mastered the detail. The question is, will this spat fade into political obscurity? I think not. I think people will forget what it was about, but people will not forget the image of the leader of a main British political party brought to a snivelling wreck of nonsense by a minor party on the far right. It's the opening act of a broader battle for Britain's political future. Time, and perhaps the courts, snigger snigger, will tell.